So I'm looking down a lot.
Does Tame have a target price set for Doge right now in the next like week on the weekly?
His
Uh,
YouTube pick says Doge to 27, Bitcoin to 40K.
no, he said put limits at like 10.5 for Doge. For liquidations.
And he's predicting 27 cent this week.
I never heard
I'm not
that.
saying this week. I just his YouTube pick. For some reason, it says Doge to 27 cents, and it says Bitcoin to 40K.
That's total opposite, huh?
That seems to be how Doge does run when it does run.
Do we have anything sentiment as far as like Elon um,
No.
interviews or anything?
Just a
Nope.
picture and the Berlin comment lately.
Yeah, he posted the picture of his dog on St. Patty's Day with the Dogecoin on the floor.
But it didn't do much. So that's
No,
why
did more for a whiff, they said. Because he put a little hat on top of the dog, so they
And all the gold
probably
coins, those
said
are Doge
he
coins.
dog with hat didn't.
everybody's just fucking connecting dots to
Yeah, I mean it had
falsehoods.
Dogecoin literally on the ground, little
It's
fucking
just
gold
they're
coin.
just
Yep,
using it for
that
marketing
like that.
shit.
I figured that would have pumped it, but nope.
Nope,
Jesus.
I didn't even notice it. I had no idea he even posted that, and I was watching the charts all day.
Yeah, I didn't know either until someone said something.
It went up like 5%, but when it does that, it makes the chart stay up in that area for, a few extra hours.
Yeah, I think it's gotten to the point with the Elon thing that we went off those conspiracies like so hardcore back in the day that now we want like confirmed conversation or statements. You know what I mean regarding those.
But on these, so the Berlin video was more. You notice you got a much bigger spike on that because it was still kind of up in the top area of where Doge was trading. But when shit's coming down, dude, like a tweet ain't gonna do much because there's just sell pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, we just hit all time highs on Bitcoin, so I mean, it's gonna get real volatile. You have no idea.
Yeah,
Nobody knows what could happen.
there's no way Bitcoin doesn't come back to like the 61s. I mean, at least we're gonna at least see 63 in the next day.
Maybe.
You guys ready to see the fucking drop? The big fucking drop? You ready to see fucking $9,000 Bitcoin? You ready? Are you fucking ready for $9,000 Bitcoin? Look at this shit.
I'm ready.
Look at this shit. We already hit 9,000. Some exchanges are already under $10,000. Some exchanges already under $10,000. Look at BitMets. Look at BitMets today. We hit 8,000. My green block popped in. This shit's getting wild. Exchanges are running out of liquidity. Traders are getting fucking wrecked and liquidated. Look at this. This was earlier. Look at that. Bitcoin already dropped. It bounced back, but look at that shit. Low liquidity. Oh man, imagine getting liquidated because of that shit.
That's pretty wild, Tame.
This happened not too long ago. Probably about 5 hours ago. Look at that.
Tame, have you gotten those messages on Mexi saying that Bitcoin broke 34,000 and 40,000 today?
Yeah, because they have the averages from the other sites, like the other platforms that are getting low liquidity.
That makes more sense. I was trying to figure out what was going on with that.
Yep. So we already broke under 40,000 on some exchanges on that low liquidity that I was warning you about. How can you trade futures when there's stuff like this shit happening?
Yeah, that's why I didn't fuck with Mexi.
This isn't Metsy. What? This is not Metsy. This is BitMets.
Yeah, he was just saying it's getting the averages from other exchanges.
Yeah. Metsy was telling you guys, warning you about this other places. But look at this. Let's zoom in on this Bitcoin chart. Anybody in here uses BitMets? So it's very interesting because earlier this looked like a legitimate dip, right? And I was warning people, like, when the volume comes, let's add the volume indicator on here. You guys getting a nice glimpse of your future. Yeah, you're getting a nice glimpse of your future. But look at these big volume candles. Let's open up the data window. This candle was only 166 Bitcoin. 70 Bitcoin. Look at this.
What was a BitMEX from?
So, look at that. Look at that garbage. Look how hard it bounced too from this low liquidity. But it's still like 64,800.
What if he caught that dip on BitMEX?
People caught the dip. There's quite a few people that caught the dip. They're posting about it on Twitter that they caught the dip. Their limit orders. And I tell you guys, one thing I tell you, if you have cash flowing around, set low limit orders in case there's a big dip and you can grab it. But yeah, we had a low liquidity. This also another reason why the price dipping. This fucking chart right here on BitMets, and a lot of people fucking liquidate. But it wasn't just one candle. Look how many candles this low liquidity created. Like we went to 38K. People bought that dip. It went back up to 67K. Then it went down to 43K. Went up a little bit, and then boom, came down hard to 8,300, and it's still trying to come back down. All right, let's go. I'll share this in Discord.
Put that Bitcoin order at $400, Tame, on BitMEX. You imagine catching a $400 Bitcoin?
Do you think they'll let you withdraw it?
Oh, who knows? But that would be insane.
But let's compare Bitcoin on Binance right now. Got to get the USDT. Look at Binance. We're about to lose $65,000. Let's zoom out so you guys can see everything bleeding together at the same time. All the people that said not 40K, you're gonna be kicking rocks pretty soon. You're gonna be wishing for 40K after it goes to 40K. We go to 40K. Oh man, 40K is not the bottom either. 40K was just a conservative area.
Since we're dropping here, what do you think we're looking at on Doge now?
Oh, I was
thinking
muted.
around-
You need your
Oh,
buddy
we're already-
Elon Musk to tweet about Doge, otherwise you're gonna have liquidations all the way down to 8 cents.
Yeah, I was looking around 12.5, but this is scary.
Well, EHAT says a dump. EHATs isn't liquidations, it's not on futures, but Richard Hart updated the HETS website and said that Pulse Chain HETS is real HETS as well. He's really doubled down. I don't think the man's going to be welcomed back in America very easily from the HETS community. I think he's not going to be able to do any more public events. I will say that. He alienate himself from the Hetsicans. Alright, we just lost 65K. This is what I come back on to see on the Binance side. Oh my god. I wish there was somebody that warned me about this dip coming on Bitcoin. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty nice. I wish people warned me about that low liquidity. That'd be pretty nice. There we go. We lost 65. Wish somebody warned me that we're going to go under 40,000 pretty soon. Before that April 20th.
Damn, you're wild.
Hey, Tane, did you notice Mexi changed the short leverage on BTC to 125?
Yep. They don't want people over leveraging right now, probably. Because if you look at most of the platforms, people get liquidate very fast. But if they decrease leverage, people just increase margin.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I lied. That was USD, not USDT.
Yeah, USD is low liquidity. USDT is higher liquidity. So, you can still go set limit buys on any platform. Ideally, you do it on the pairs that has the lowest liquidity, like USD pairs. For Bitcoin, USD pair generally the lowest liquidity. But when platforms are running out of liquidity, and you have big drops like this, and people like Michael Saylor stop buying tops because they run out of money because nobody wants to loan them money because they're doing some dumb stuff buying the tops. Well, yeah. Ooh. I don't think bull market was canceled, Doge Lincoln. I think people realized that the top in the bull market was already in, and the bearish momentum picked up very fast. Is Bitcoin down over 20% from the top yet? Let's measure. Let's measure. Is Bitcoin down 20% from the top? Not yet. Right here would be 20% down from the top at this yellow line. That would be about $59K, $200. So we're making our way down there. All right, we lost 65,000. Reminder before, when Bitcoin was at 69,000 in 2021, after all the ETF news came out, after we already had a Bitcoin ETF, that's when the price tanked the hardest, and it went down for over 420 days. Where's all those people telling me that Bitcoin's going to 80K and 100K? Are they still predicting that? Do their retests say that we could bounce anywhere above 55K up here to get up to that 80K? Let's see if there's any possible areas of those bounces. I have a feeling those people are not going to be here for another 400 days. They will come back in about 400 days probably. But let's go through here. Let's see if there is a possibility of Bitcoin bouncing. Let's put it on the daily. Let's look at the MACD. Oh, the volume picking up too. Look at the MACD right here on the daily with the RSI. We are getting oversold on the 5 minutes, but let's go to the daily. Oh, this is, I warned you guys the other day, when you start seeing this at the top, You don't want to be scalping up there for Bitcoin. Your longs are picking up pennies in front of trains. And our MACD line, if you look at my settings, is the yellow line. Signal line's white. Generally, when your MACD line crosses under, that's when the very bearish momentum starts. That was on the 15th of March. Let's look at that 15th of March candle right here. This was our bearish momentum starting to pick up when Bitcoin went from 72K all the way down to 65K range. Because this is technically the 15th in Asia, but it was still the 14th at nighttime in America. For example, right now, we are in the 11:45 on the 18th in America, but in Asia, it's about the 19th of March. So some of you guys might be confused about that. But if you look from the bottom here that we had earlier from the top, it's going back up would be a 14% move. But I think a bounce right here at 58K is possible. People like to do entries at those areas, but if we get a nice double bottom from 59K and around this moving average, could be a bounce. And it's been about 14 days since that bottom one. If we go to that bottom again, TradingView will do that indicator as well, and it will map out the second bottom because it. But yeah, 59K could give us a little bounce, but currently some exchanges have been running low on liquidity, and Bitcoin has gone much lower already, like dropping under 10K on some exchanges. So you have to be very careful. I think Doge is not going to drop as hard as Bitcoin though. Luckily for you guys holding Doge. And Doge is making its way back up to that 27 cents that we haven't seen in over a year. And it's not because of the charts. It's not because of the charts, but it's because Elon Musk is going to accept Dogecoin for the Teslas pretty soon. Relatively soon. So I think that's good for Doge. And Doge is in a better spot than Bitcoin is. We may see 10 cents. That could be from liquidations down. But I think Doge is going to start running pretty soon, even if Bitcoin's dropping. Digital Orgy said he will never close another short early. I don't know. I closed a lot of shorts this week. Because look, when you close your shorts, there are times where it bounces like 4, 5, 6%, and then you can open another short orgy. So we could be in that range where it's very possible that you re-enter another short at your entry price again. It can liquidate shorts all the way up to that double top, and that could be another good short for some traders above 70K, Mr. Orgy. But we're already getting oversold on the 30 minutes. On the hourly, we're also getting oversold down here on Bitcoin, so it could be bouncing a little bit from here. Funding fees were already paid out a little bit earlier. And we have a lot of shorts earlier that piled in after the drop. But most of those shorts were in before the drop, which is showing that the traders are a little bit more advanced. So if these people had their shorts open before the drop, these guys are way better protected than people that open their shorts versus this guy right here that opened it at the bottom of the drip. Like we just go up about 0.85%. We already liquidate a decent amount of shorts right here that open up at the bottom. But before April 20th, mark my words, write it down, Bitcoin will hit 40,000 again. And I say again because we already hit under 9,000 on the BitMEX chart. Like, look at this. It already hit $8,900. Whoa. Some people are going to say, hey, whoa, Tame, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Okay. I warned you, low liquidity, Bitcoin will bleed. Bitcoin will bleed. Congratulations to people that got that dip on BitMEX, though. You probably had some good limit orders. And the guys that had limit orders are the only one that caught that dip. The only ones. If you try to market buy that dip, you're looking back at like, what the fuck? I bought Bitcoin 65K, but it's at 8K. Come on. Limit orders, guys. Stop doing market. Do not wait and do a market buy or market sell. You will get slaughtered.
Can you clarify just a little bit on that Like, because you're saying 8,900, right? Instead of buy order. So the buy order would have had to be in at 8,900 to catch that.
No.
Or-
If you had your buy limit at 8,900, you would not have called it. Probably only like 0.05 Bitcoin was actually sold at 8,900. But if your buy limit was about $10,000 and you had your buy limit before the other people was at $10,000, your order would have been filled.
So you're
on
saying
BitMEX.
that there's people that actually got whole coins for 8,000 or for that price though.
Yeah, so let me show you how to do that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it had over 100 volume there. People got their orders filled. But we're bouncing a little bit right here. Bitcoin was oversold in an hourly, 30 minutes. But you go over here. You go to Bitcoin. You go to the exchanges. All sources, BitMEX. And I don't know if this is really trading Bitcoin or these guys lying to their traders. But look at this daily chart. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I hope TradingView doesn't delete this data.
Hey, Tame, you remember when Binance did that same thing, and then we had the bear
Spike
market?
up. When it hit like $150,000 on Binance USD on
Yeah,
Binance.us.
It's still there too.
But let's
And
add
there-
this filter real quick. And today is 3/18/2024. Yeah, what about Binance though? Is low liquidity when they did that.
Yeah, when it had that. No, I mean when it had the dip a few years back, when we saw that Bitcoin like had that crazy drop to like 30K or something like that on Binance.
Yeah. But this wasn't just one Bitcoin though. This was a lot more volume. And this was not just one candle like what happened on Binance. This was about 2 hours, 3 hours worth of that low, very super low liquidity. And then when you add the volume up here as well. All right, so when we look right here at the volume and start measuring it, even this candle down was 129 Bitcoin volume, but we have to break it down. Let's put it on the 1 minute. Let's break it down and put it on the 10 seconds. So look at this. It wasn't just one candle. So on the way down from 64K, you put it on the 10 seconds. Each candle represents 10 seconds. It went down. And that was about 31 Bitcoin volume that dropped at 85%. 31 Bitcoin volume. And my green block popping out on 10 seconds. Woo! Woo! Man. And then the buys was the higher volume, like 100. So they bought it up really fast. If we break it down to the 1 second. You break this down to the 1 second, you look at this. From the top here to the cells down to the bottom is about 31 Bitcoin. Yeah, 31 Bitcoin. So it's way more than one Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure someone got order filled for at least a whole Bitcoin for $10,000. And then you had this big candle right here that was 100 Bitcoin. So it's about 131 Bitcoin actually trading volume. And then this is a 1 second chart. So when we analyze it even closer, it was going down for like 12 minutes. So it wasn't like just boom, boom. Ooh. Phil Henson says, is Doge going to drop below 10 cents before it goes 27? Oh, very possible. We have liquidations to 8 cents, Phil Henson. And I don't know when Elon's going to accept the Doge payment. But look at this. Look at this shit. And then most of the volume started picking up here after the drop. So people got very curious after a drop from 38K up to 66K. But it's still ranging. Like a lot of people are even buying Bitcoin at 42K after that too. because they were going to withdraw it to another exchange and do that arbitrage. But yeah, wow, it's pretty sick. My green block popped in right there at 10K and not anywhere else above there. And this is only 1 second. So analyzing it here, like this, yeah, people probably freaked the fuck out when it hit 54K, 55K. They were like, okay, it's finding support, and then boom, the floor just falls. Floor becomes lava. And the same thing is going to happen if Michael Saylor tries to sell his Bitcoin market sell. Same thing. It's going to drop down very fast. So if you want cheap Bitcoin, do limit orders. I'll throw this in the chart channel. This one's a little bit special case, but it is another example of what happens when you have low liquidity on these crypto platforms. And you can't have it both ways. People are telling you that the big guys are buying Bitcoin and withdrawing it from exchanges. If they're withdrawing it, that means they're also withdrawing liquidity. Because they're not going to give you liquidity if they take away the Bitcoin. So this is my 1 second chart.
Is BitMEX in? Can we trade that in the US for BitMEX?
I would not put a cent on there after what just happened.
You wouldn't put a spot order on there? It looks like it only happened on spot. It didn't happen on their futures or perpetuals.
Well, yeah, let's go to the futures right here. Oh boy. No, this is futures also. What the fuck? They started their futures platform very late, December 2023. Yeah, their futures price is different because futures, they're tying it in through Binance data and other exchange data. This volume is very low for futures though. Like I would not. I wouldn't do it. Bitcoin did get oversold on that 30 minutes though. So the hourly as well could help this bounce. So if you check the Discord, I did put that chart in there for you guys to zoom in and look at the volume as well. I added VWAP indicator so you can see most of that volume actually happened after the dip. But people are still buying that Bitcoin for like $40,000. They probably already withdraw it. METC is a good exchange to keep limit orders on because the other day when Dogecoin was at 20 cents and then came down hard to 12.5, people had glitches on Robinhood. Limit orders were canceled on Coinbase, but METC limit orders, they kept them on there. So probably go with METC for low limit orders. Probably don't do Coinbase for the low limit orders. They can just turn off the buy limits with a click of a button.
Yeah, Robinhood's been lagging since this dip started.
On METC, I have a Dogecoin long. I put $500 margin on that trade. On Fairdesk, I had another long, but over $20,000 margin. That liquidation is about 7.8 cents on Fairdesk. METC liquidation is about 12 cents for a $500 margin. So if the $500 gets liquidated on my METC, I'm just going to open a bigger position down below. Stagger the buys. If you are doing copy trade, make sure you're not using 100% of your bag for every trade. Fits the amount, because if I put $10 in a trade and you're putting $1,000 and I want to do like a risky play with $10 or $500, you're going to have different results. Make sure your fixed amount is as much as you're willing to lose per trade. Don't use the whole bag every single trade. It will not work out. If you're using the whole bag for every single trade, have a very tight stop loss, very tight take profit. I've seen some of you guys are using like custom leverage, custom margin. I would not do that, especially higher leverage. If I'm doing copy trade and I'm doing a 2 times long, and you set your custom leverage to 25, you're gonna get stumped out of the trade before I get stumped out of the trade. I put it in charts channel where it belongs, Mike S. Put it in channel with the charts on Discord.